Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Arrow's Season 6, and this is going to be my review for Episode 11, otherwise entitled We Fall. So, last episode was called Divided, and then this one's called We Fall. Put them together, Divided We Fall. But this episode didn't really feel like that. Anyway, so obviously before we get into the rest of the video, there will be spoilers for this episode. We're going to be talking over the major talking points, because I'm saying major because nothing really happened in this episode to really speak of, apart from one bit which I thought was really good, but we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, you can still watch this video if you haven't watched it, the episode, because I don't think there's that many spoilers. But if you're really sensitive to that stuff, then maybe go watch it and come back to this video later. But if you're going to enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like on the video, it'd be awesome, as well as being sure to let me know in the comment section down below what was your favourite part of the episode, what parts did you not like. You know, just general opinions, leave them in the comments, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. So really, this episode was set up by technology going mad, and just setting up basically the premise and the fear that would be going through Star City with, you know, as I said, technology going mad, cars, just anything connected to the internet being able to be hacked by Cayden James. So anything that's connected to the internet can be hacked. We saw a car go through a red light, led to a councilman's death. The hospital going haywire, and even an elevator going mental, which resulted in the death of Captain Pike. And it happened. Captain Pike's been here since season 1. And it happened, it was mentioned a couple of times by different characters, and then they just moved on as if it wasn't that big of a deal. This has been a character since season 1. I don't know, okay, maybe next episode there might be a proper funeral for Captain Pike and stuff, because there's a lot of stuff going on in Star City throughout this episode. They couldn't do a funeral and stuff like that. It just felt like they brushed over it really quickly. So I wonder if Quentin Lance is going... Oh, he's working in the mayor's office, isn't he? So I don't know who the hell's going to be the new captain. It won't be Dinah. So maybe this could be a new character that we see introduced. That could be a main player. I don't know. But Captain Pike's dead. R.I.P. And yeah. Now it is revealed in this episode. A lot of people do hate me saying, like, doing the air quotes and stuff. But I sort of had to do it when it comes to these shows, because it's sort of revealed that Cayden James is one of Vigilante's targets. Now, it's sort of hard to 100% tell if he's, 100% like tell if he's telling the truth, if you know what I mean. Because it's just hard to trust him, if that makes sense. So I think you're just going to have to wait and see the next couple of episodes. This episode almost felt like half an episode, so I think we'll have to wait and see what happens in the next episode, because I think next episode is going to resolve a lot of stuff that was attempted to be set up in this episode. So hopefully by next episode we know whether Vigilante is actually, trying to target Cayden James, or if he's just saying that to get on the side of Team Arrow and get their trust. So it's a bit hard to tell at the moment, but I don't know, let me know what you think about that in the comments. Another thing that sort of got set up in this episode which confused me was Oliver apparently being the person who killed Cayden's son a year from now, a year in the past from now. But that was actually in the episode where Oliver and New Team Arrow went to Hub City to get Dinah Drake. Remember, that episode? So that was episode 11 of last season. So he wasn't in Star City at the time, so Cayden's got it confused with something else, and really that isn't resolved in this episode as well. So hopefully next episode that's resolved. Do you know what I'm getting at? How a lot of stuff is set up in this episode but not resolved. Even if it's really minor, they didn't even bother to resolve it. It felt like this episode was a bit lazy. But we'll get to that in the overall. I shouldn't be getting to my overall thoughts in the middle of a review. But this episode just felt lazy, in my opinion. But yeah, we'll talk more about that at the end. One scene which felt really out of place, it was a cool scene, visually, and I think, just the setting of it, but it felt really out of place in this episode, and even, within the episode, where it was placed in the actual episode. The tunnel scene, with all the explosions going off, that's, very reminiscent of almost, the Arrow's Season 2 finale, I think it is, when they're running down there and all the League of Assassins and stuff, and the Deathstroke army. It felt very reminiscent of that. But it just felt really out of place. Was I the only one that thought that? I'm not bagging it. It looked good. I thought maybe the child acting in it wasn't that good. I think they were trying to maybe parallel William and Oliver, how William was saving the kids and stuff. It just felt a bit weird. It just, as I said, felt out of place. It looked cool and stuff. I thought the explosions and stuff were pretty cool, and just the setting in the tunnel. It just felt out of place. Once again, not bagging it. Just thought it felt out of place in that area and time in the episode. But yeah, I might be on my own on that one, but let me know. We actually did get an Outsiders reference from Curtis. I think he was like, oh, we shouldn't be New Team Arrow, we should get a new name, maybe call ourselves the Outsiders. That's obviously a reference to the DC Comics. The Outsiders is like a group, so it's usually someone in the Outsiders, or it can just be the Outsiders. It hasn't just been the Outsiders before. And they're usually just like a random, not random, but like it's handpicked. So Katana's been a part of the Outsiders, and other people like that. Like I think Metamorpho, or is it Metamorpho? I think he's been a part of the Outsiders, and other people like that. So it's just like a ragtag group of people. So that was a nice reference, and that could maybe be leading down the road to Outsiders maybe coming to the show. And Outsiders was a part of the Green Arrow comics in the New 52 as well. So I guess that was a nice reference to that. Now, one of my favourite parts of the episode, and if you've been watching my channel for a while and you know what my thoughts are on this character and like her role in the show, you might want to record this because I don't think you're ever going to hear it again. Felicity had an amazing scene in this episode, and I thought overall in the episode, she was probably the MVP. I thought she was the best character in this episode. That scene she had with William, I think is the best best scene she's ever had. That isn't like comedy, but I think you can't really count comedy as a scene because of the type of show that Arrow is. So I think this is Felicity's best scene ever. And I think it's it's not my favourite scene by a character ever, but it's definitely a memorable one where she's talking to Jack, that's the actor's name, when she's talking to William. The guy that plays William is called Jack. She's talking to William and basically explaining what Oliver does for not only himself, but the city and William and stuff like that, and shows him what he does. And like, William's getting to experience that firsthand without being in the terror of like, holy crap, I could die any second. Like, he's in the safety of the bunker, but he can see what his dad's doing, and it inspires him, but also just, teaches him what he's actually doing. So, and Felicity's speech over the top of that was great. I think it's one of her best scenes ever, if arguably her best scene ever. Now, obviously I don't go on YouTube and type up Felicity scene compilations because like 29 million% of them are probably Felicity scenes, but you know what I mean? Like, I can't remember too many Felicity scenes, but this is the one I'm probably going to remember the most, like her conversation with William. And I thought it was an amazing scene. Let me know if I'm wrong and you thought it was crap. But personally for me, I'd have thought it was really good. And I always do, I wouldn't say highly criticize, but I do criticize, or I am very critical on Emily Bett Ricard's dramatic acting. And this, I guess you could say this wasn't too dramatic. It wasn't like crying and stuff like that. But this was a nice scene that wasn't like comedic at heart. So you have to applaud that, and I thought it was a really great scene. The best scene of the episode, and as I said, I think Felicity throughout the episode was probably the best and the MVP of the episode. But I guess one thing that's actually interesting, and you don't see Oliver do it too much, was Oliver actually giving in to Cayden and giving him that $10 million, which he had asked for at the beginning, or not beginning, but like, in that first half of the episode. So he gave in, and I wonder how that's going to transpire over into the next episode. Because you don't really see Oliver give in too much, not only just to people like Cayden, but like this is sort of like a terrorist hostage situation, and Oliver's giving into it, which the community and the city might not appreciate. So I wonder what's going to go on there, because it's very interesting. You don't see that happen with Oliver too much. So next episode, I'm intrigued to see what happens, because as I said, not much really happened in this episode. It was a weird episode. Like, I felt like I had just stared at a screen for like an hour for no reason, apart from the Felicity scene. Really, the Felicity scene is the only real thing you can take from this episode and go, hey, that was worth watching. Which, once again, you better be recording this or downloading this YouTube video, because you're never going to hear me say that again, most likely. But yeah, it was weird. But as I was saying, this episode, overall, it just felt like nothing really happened. Like, they sort of hinted that Vigilante might be not working with Cayden, but then they'd already given us hints to that earlier on, like in last episode when he was talking to Dinah. It's like, okay, well, if he was really against it, he wouldn't be conversing with Dinah at all, even if he was trying to go undercover, because he'd be going, might be trying to tick Cayden off. So there was already suggestions of that last episode. New Team Arrow, we sort of got that last episode as well for the most part. So even though it wasn't fully done, if you know what I mean, like we already had it established last episode. So I just feel like this episode was a lot of setup for next episode. So next episode should hopefully be really good. That's episode 12. I think episode 13 is meant to be a big black siren episode. So episode 12 should hopefully be maybe wrapping up some Vigilante stuff. We might see Vigilante die. It wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. Maybe Cayden James gets a bit of a sniff of what's going on and maybe orders Vigilante to be, cut off and killed. Just because I don't know if he's still in the season or not. I haven't really seen any set pictures or any stuff like that to know if he's in any episode past episode 12. He might be. I just might be, rambling on, just guessing. But yeah, next episode should be very good. Hopefully, just because this episode literally nothing happened and it was all set up. So let's just hope that's the case. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it would be awesome if you could drop a like on the video to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below. I just had a bit of a weird pause there. What was your favourite part of the episode? What was the part you didn't like too much? As I said, I think everyone's favourite part of the episode, unless you blatantly just hate Felicity, would have to be the Felicity part. Just because I think it was the best part of the episode, that scene. And I wasn't expecting it. When I heard Felicity and William, and when I saw them sit down and start talking, I was like, oh, here we go. But I was like, oh, okay, I'm surprised by this really good scene. So, yeah, just let me know what your favourite part of the episode was and all your general thoughts and opinions. Just leave them in the comment section down below. And, of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.